This league 2 years ago with the idea that esports wasn't done evolving and it still had a lot to go. And I knew that as of now, esports was so fragmented with different games and different genres that you had to compete in, or that if you wanted to play, you had to first find, what area is competing in that game. And some areas do, some areas don't. And then you had to figure out, okay, well, what rules do they play by, and which update are they going by, and that type of stuff. And it gets so fragmented that you can't. There's lots of areas to play, but it's very difficult to play and find a community of gamers that play the same game with the same rules as you. And so we created this to have a one-stop shop for esports, for gamers, people that love video games and just want to compete in general, but also those that want to be the ultimate gamer, those that want to be in a league of their own. We now have over 70 professional players on teams within the league, but outside of that, we have over 200 players that are looking to either join, that are in a free agency status, are going to different combines to try and go professional, or just in training. And we expect it to continue to grow. And we've only done this locally, by the way, only in Fredericksburg. We've done that on purpose. So when we originally created the league, the idea was to put together different genres of games and different styles of gaming and create one sport out of it. I would liken it to UFC when it was first created. Because if you think about UFC, you had many different styles of fighting. There were different ways to fight before the UFC existed. You had jiu-jitsu, you had wrestling, and you had just boxing, kickboxing, and that was all. They all had their own, genres and different styles, and each one saw itself as the ultimate style of fighting. And it was very fragmented until the UFC kind of brought that all together. At that time, it was very tough for other industries, like the boxing industry, for example. It's making hundreds of millions of dollars. And so if you're in the boxing industry and you are making that kind of money, then why on earth would you jump onto something new if you know you're going to make money in boxing? It doesn't really make sense, because there's no point in taking that risk. So it took a lot to convince those people that were already having, the boxing matches in the arenas and stuff like that, to try something new, to do something different. On top of that, you had the boxers themselves that were already making money. And so how hard is it to convince somebody that's making hundreds of millions of dollars to go jump into something new where you're going to make less money, but you'll be considered the best, right? And they're already considered the best. Well, that's how I saw esports. Esports has different genres. They have different games, different game styles, and each one has different styles of rules as well. And it's very fragmented in that same way. But I'm finding a way to combine those things and make it so that it is just one sport that kind of puts together all of these different styles of gaming, all of these different genres, and makes it into the ultimate gamer, the ultimate end gamer. Essentially, you can think of it as like a gauntlet to not only beat the game, but master that game. And the people that are mastering these games are learning the techniques of so many different games, and learning what games are similar to the other games in ways that you never would before, because all you had to do before in esports, similar to boxing, was learn one thing. Just how to fight, standing up, and you're fine. But with UFC, that's changed. You can't just know that and win matches. And it's the same with this. You can't just know how to play a sports game or a fighting game and continue to win. You want to be the best, you're going to have to compete at a high level in different genres. And so that's what we're bringing to esports that doesn't exist. That's what we're doing in this that doesn't exist. And that's why it's so popular. That's why when people try it, they love it, because it is for the people that want to really be great at something that is challenging, that is not something that's just, labbing a game or playing a game for 20 hours a day, the same exact game 7 days a week, in order to be quote unquote the best, only for a new update to come out and kind of change your whole thing. But with us, the gamers are so versatile that we could change the game last minute, and the gamers would be able to pick up the game, learn the technique, and compete at a high level, and most likely beat some of the professionals that are out there that just play that game. So we call ourselves the ultimate end gamers, and we truly are. And we invite anybody that wants to try and compete against us. You can join. You can bring your team for free, and we'll if you win, you can get the $10,000, but you won't. So good luck to you if you try.